Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, and I just want to say something amazing, which is that we have been studying prayer. I went back and looked for 6 months. We started in the beginning of November. So that means if you've been listening to these classes throughout this whole series, you've spent the last 6 months learning about prayer, and in particular the Amidah. And I just want to end this whole series with one last thought. There's a story I heard a while ago, and it moved me and it stuck with me. There was a young girl who went to a Jewish summer camp. She came from a family that was not particularly religious or observant, and her parents sent her to this camp, not really knowing why, but they sent her, and it was a great camp, and she had an amazing experience. And she was a girl, I think she was 10 or 11. She became very inspired and very connected to the meaning of Judaism. It resonated very deeply with her. And at the end of camp, at the end of the summer, she was a little bit sad because she realized she was going back home. She did not come from a religious home, and it was going to be very difficult for her to keep up all of the things that she had been doing all summer: Shabbat, Shabbos, and davening, and kosher, and all these things that had become so important to her. How was she going to keep that going in her home when her family was not religious and maybe even somewhat antagonistic? So she made a meeting, scheduled a meeting with the rabbi who was visiting the camp. His name is Rabbi Shmuel Kamenetsky. He's a very, very, very big rabbi. He's the head of the major yeshiva in Philadelphia, and he was visiting the camp on the last week of camp. He came to visit the girls and to give them a little chizuk, a little inspiration to take away with the summer. And she made an appointment with him, and she asked him, "What can I do? I'm going back to a home that is not Shomer Shabbos, it's not kosher, but I want to keep everything, but I can't keep everything. What should I do? What's one thing I can do?" And he looked at her and he said, "Listen, here's what you need to do. Just make one commitment. The commitment is that you will speak to HASHEM every day. Speak to HASHEM every day." Now, he didn't say, take out the Siddur, take out the prayer book, go through the process of saying the Amidah, go through the process 3 times a day. He didn't say that. He said, speak to HASHEM every day. And if there's one takeaway from the last 6 months of what we've been studying and what we've been learning, it's very simple. Speak to HASHEM every day. The men of the Great Assembly who authored the Amidah 2,000 plus years ago, they gave us the tools for the most incredible, deep, meaningful conversation we could possibly have with HASHEM. But you don't have to use that formula. You don't have to follow what they gave. That's a powerful, powerful tool and formula. But if it doesn't work for you exactly, then don't worry about it. But if there's one thing that I want you to take away from the last 6 months, it's speak to HASHEM every day. Find time, find a moment, find an opportunity. It can be a minute. It could be 30 seconds. But don't let a day go by where you don't turn to your Creator at some point. And use the basic formula. Praise HASHEM for something that He's done. Recognize His greatness. Ask HASHEM for one thing, something, anything, it doesn't matter what. And thank HASHEM for all the kindness that He does for us in our lives. That's it. That whole conversation can take 30 seconds. It can take an hour. It can take as long as you want. But make sure it happens, and make sure it happens every day. Speak to HASHEM every day. Okay, tomorrow is a new experiment, and at this point I have no idea yet what we're going to do, but hopefully today I'll figure it out. Have a